improve transparency about our execution plans for Title II resolution. We've been working on these for 10 years now, and we should probably be starting to say more things publicly, so that if and when we do have to have that announcement on Friday night, ideally Friday night, that people are in a position to receive it, understand it, and say, yeah, that works. And we can see how this will happen. Of course, there will be doubters, but there's a lot of things going on.
The idea that the people who say that Ripple is somehow, your word, the devil, it's because we're partnering with the man. We decided if you want to enable an internet of value, you got to connect to the repositories of value. And the repositories of value are the banks.
We certainly want to see banks succeed in this new world order.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of a huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we could have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread it all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the books Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book. Remember, the New World Order book shows you how the world really works, and it is definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep, especially in the times that we're in right now. Now, guys, I told you in 2023 in the first quarter, we would get an event. And now we have the banking collapse, which the master magicians pulled off the perfect distraction. And at the end of the third quarter, going into the fourth quarter, guys, we're going to have another main event. Now, of course, the markets will still pump and dump until we get that next crisis. Guys, we know they're going to pull that rug. And all we have to do is watch the Fed to know exactly when that's about to happen. And also, guys, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, much love to those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon. Much love. Keep it coming. Guys, if you're not a part of the Patreon, make sure you're donating to the channel through the actual Cash App. We all know this channel is shadow banned. Now, guys, in my Patreon, I keep you up to date with the New World Order events, and then also I give you the New World Order cryptos. But of course, you have to do your own research. But guys, this next Bitcoin and crypto bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure you have the cryptos that have real utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And right now we have Bitcoin and crypto flat, still in that trading range. We had futures contracts in. We absorbed that, and we see that CME volume hit a yearly high. And guys, don't forget, on the weekend, we're the only game in town, but we're just not getting that liquidity in on the weekend. But guys, make sure you're paying attention to the actual indicators. We have yield rates, which were moving up, but now pulling back slightly on Friday. We had the dollar down on Friday, and volume in crypto right now is down. We have Tether and USDC. And then, of course, guys, we have the Fed. Repo at about 1.73 trillion. And guys, we know the central banks are raising rates and run off the balance sheet in order to destroy this legacy market so the 4th industrial revolution can rise. Whether robots, algorithms, and drones take the economy over, pay each other with crypto, and the sheep go inside the metaverse. And guys, make sure you watch the video I did last night. Jerome Powell says the banks are strong. And what do we have? Another banking collapse on a Friday. FDIC closes down Kansas Heartland Tri-State Bank. And guys, you can't make this stuff up. Remember, I showed you the FDIC video with Jay Clayton sitting in there. And the FDIC going over the strategy of closing banks on Friday, so therefore they could work out a deal by Monday so the consumer is not affected. And guys, we know a lot of these small to medium-sized banks still have commercial paper that is no good. And Jerome Powell said out his own mouth that he expects this commercial paper to affect the small and medium-sized banks. So guys, remember, the NWO caused the problem, wait for the reaction, and run in with the solution. Remember, the reason why they need these small banks and medium-sized banks out the way because of the real-time settlement, this new digital economy that they want to bring forward. And then on top of it, by them raising capital requirements, there's no way these small and medium-sized businesses will be able to compete. But we know the key to the 4th industrial revolution is liquidity and real-time settlement, which is going to cut out all the fees for these banks. So therefore, you're only going to have a handful of large banks left. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now, guys, do not forget about Grayscale, sent about $24.6 billion. But getting over into a little crypto news, we have the SEC case had almost no effect on Ripple's talks with central banks. And guys, we know why. Ripple XRP is ready for the 4th industrial revolution. They're changing the game to the whole banking system. Remember what Brad Garlinghouse stated. He's working with the banks. And we know Gary Gensler and Jay Clayton are in on it. Their job was to stall regulation, so therefore the emerging markets could rise first. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have Wall Street banks side with Elizabeth Warren on crypto crackdown. And guys, we know this is nothing but the Hegelian dialectic. We know the NWO creates the two sides, so therefore the sheep pick a side, but not knowing that the two sides are working together to move to the agenda. And that's the reason why the sheep fall for the divide and conquer every single time. Now we have Kyrgyzstan will build a $20 million crypto mining farm. And guys, I don't care where you go to on the globe, they all have a plan for the fourth industrial revolution. It is definitely not a coincidence. And then lastly, guys, we have Meta aims to recharge lagging Horizon Worlds metaverse with new in-house gaming studio. And guys, we have the metaverse in the second quarter took a loss of $3.7 billion. But guys, when we look at majority of these corporations that took advantage of all this 0% money, they all were taking a loss, especially Amazon. So that means that they were funded by who? That's right, your government. And what does a crypto teacher teach you? To follow the money. And you'll see majority of these corporations being subsidized. And we know why. They're working on the NWO's agenda. And that's the fourth industrial revolution. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the New World Order, it's all planned out. But that's all I have for you. Don't forget about the books, Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get on stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate. Not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the fourth industrial revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.